Here we have the 2016 question 5 on impacts and collisions. We have two smooth spheres A and B. A has a mass of 2 kilograms. B has a mass of 3 kilograms. They're suspended by light strings as shown, and this is 2 meters. The string is 2 meters, as this one here. The sphere A is drawn back 60 degrees. So we have a 60 in here, and released from rest. A collides with B and rebounds. B swings through an angle theta. The coefficient of restitution is 3/4. Part 1 show that A strikes B with a speed of √2g. So here we have conservation of energy. We have mgh plus a half mu squared for A will be equal to mgh plus a half mv squared. Now the h at the end is going to be 0, and it's released from rest. So we just have this initial mgh. So we need to find out how far it is off the ground. So we'll take this triangle out and do that. We have a 2. And we have our angle of 60. So we need this one here. So we can say that the cos of 60 is x over 2. The cos of 60 is equal to a half. Half is equal to x over 2. So x has to be equal to 1. So if x is 1, then it's another, we imagine the triangle just again, it's another 1 to the ground to make up the 2. So the height is 1. So mgh becomes the 2 for the mass times g times 1 for the height. And that has to be equal to a half mv squared. A half mv squared. So 4g. Oh, need to put m in. 2. So 2g is equal to v squared. So v, the speed of impact, is the square root of 2g meters per second, which is what they were looking for. Find the speed of each sphere after the collision. So we need to apply our 2 formula then to this. So let's just set up our table. We have A and B. Get their masses mixed up. A is a mass of 2. B has a mass of 3. B is at rest. The speed of A at impact is the square root of 2g. And then we have the 2 unknowns after P and Q. And we have the coefficient of restitution, so we have enough information here to solve. So we start with the principle of conservation of momentum. So 2 by √2g plus 3 times 0 is equal to 2p plus 3q. So we get 2p plus 3q is equal to 2 by the square root of 2g. Newton's experimental law. P minus q over √2g minus 0, or just √2g, is equal to minus e minus 3 over 4. So we're going to get 4p minus 4q is equal to minus 3 times the square root of 2g. Now I have 3q and 4q, so I need to multiply both, so I can bring this one down, multiplying it by minus 2. So minus 4p minus 6q is equal to minus 4, multiplying it by 2, minus 4 by the square root of 2g. I'm just saying I've left the minus out here, minus 3 by square root of 2g minus. So I'm going to get minus 10q is equal to minus, so I can just write that as positive. 10q is equal to 7 times the square root of 2g, which means that q is equal to 7 by the square root of 2g over 10. That'll be an easy equation for p, but we have 2p is equal to 2√2g, 2 by the square root of 2g from this one here. and then that would be minus 3q. So 2 by the square root of 2g minus 3 times this guy. So just multiply the 3 by the 7. So you get 21 by the square root of 2g over 10. That's what 2p is. So 2p is going to be equal to, well, that's 20 over 10 to leave it as 2 minus 21 over 10. So that's just 1 over 10, or just minus 20 and minus 1 root 2g over 10. So p is equal to minus the square root of 2g over 20. And we could write these, if you wanted, as decimals. Q works out to be 3.1 meters per second. And Q, or sorry, that was Q. P works out to be minus 0.22 meters per second. Then we're asked, I think, to find theta, isn't it the last part? To find the value of theta. Okay, let's look at this diagram here. So we're going to do it the same way we kind of did the first part. So we have the mgh and the mv, half mv squared. So we're going to have the half mu squared or b squared equal to mgh. This is at this point, and the mgh is up here. So we do need to have h here. So again, we need this triangle. Now, if we set up our triangle with theta and with 2, we want this side here. We say the cos of theta is equal to x a over h. 2 cos theta is equal to x. So the bit that's left along here, the height above ground, is the total, which is 2 minus x, which is 2 cos theta. So that's how we can get cos theta into this question. So the half mv squared at the start is a half m, which is 3, by the 3.1 that we got a minute ago to be squared. That's going to be equal to mgh, which is the 3, which is the m, by the g, which is 9.8, by the v squared, sorry, by the height, which was 2 minus 2 cos theta. So 1.5 by 3.1 squared divided by 3 times 9.8 is going to be equal to 2 minus 2 cos theta. So 2 cos theta is equal to 2 minus this guy. I might as well type it into a calculator now. What I'll do is I'll type it, I'll type it into a calculator. And I get 0.49. So 2 cos theta is equal to 1.51. So cos theta is equal to 0.755. Am I rounding off a bit too early? Maybe 0.755? I don't think so. You should get the same answer. So theta, the inverse cos of that, is 40.99 degrees to complete part A of this question.